Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. And today I'll be reading multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Kazuha, you're sitting on the edge of the bed, scrolling through your phone when Kazuha entered the room. He smiled at you, his eyes fixated on your thighs. May I? He asks, gesturing towards your legs. You nod and he approaches you, his hands moving to your thighs, and he begins to squeeze them gently as you let out a contented sigh. You're so beautiful, my dear, he says, his eyes never leaving yours. But still, you could feel your cheeks heating up, but you don't mind. His touch is so tender, and you feel yourself melting under his gaze. Albedo, you're sitting at your desk, engrossed in your work, when you suddenly feel a pair of arms wrapping around your waist from behind, and you look over to your shoulder to see Albedo's smiling face. Ah, there you are. I've been looking for you, he says, nuzzling his nose into your hair, and you could feel his warm breath on your neck, sending shivers down your spine. You turn to face him, and he leans in for a kiss, and as he pulls away, his hands slide down to your thighs, squeezing them gently. I miss you, Ion, he whispers, his eyes locked onto yours. And after a little bit, he convinces you to take a break, since he would rather spend a little bit of time with you. And you honestly did miss him as well, so that's why you agreed. Venti, you're playing your lyre for Venti. He had taught you how to play, and even gave you a lyre of your own. He sat next to you, listening to you with rapt attention. And as you finished the song, he turned to you with a mischievous grin. You know what would make this even better? He said, squeezing your thighs gently. You jumped at his sudden touch, but couldn't help but feel a warm flutter in your chest. Venti, you're such a tease. He chuckled and leaned in closer to you. I can't resist your beautiful thighs, he said, planting a soft kiss to your cheek. And I can't resist you either. You blushed at his words and leaned in for a kiss, feeling grateful for the love and affection that Venti always made sure to show you. Scaramouche, you were lounging on the couch, flipping through a book, and Scaramouche suddenly plopped down next to you. He smirked as you leaned in, his hand sliding up your thigh. Well, what do we have here? A pair of beautiful legs just begging to be touched, he said, his voice low and husky, and he pushed you away playfully, but he pulled you back into his lap, his hand grabbing your thigh. Hey, I'm trying to focus here, you say, laughing. But I need your attention too, darling, he replies, his lips grazing your ear. Of course, Scaramouche was not that insanely good or bold, at least not usually, but the two of you have been partners for quite a while now, and he was feeling quite needy, so let him have this. He missed you, and it was only fair. Tighnari, as Tighnari sat beside you, he couldn't resist the urge to squeeze your thighs. You look so gorgeous today, he said, planting a soft kiss on your cheek. I just can't help myself. You blushed and giggled at his affectionate gesture. You're such a romantic, Tighnari. I am when it comes to you. I never want to let you go, he replied, pulling you in closer for a hug. And you snuggled into his embrace, feeling his warmth as he held you. And Tighnari, he always had a way of making you feel safe and loved whenever he held you in his arms. and you felt quite lucky to be able to have that with him. Cyno, you're standing in the kitchen, cooking dinner with Cyno, when suddenly he approaches you from behind, his hands moving to your thighs. He squeezes them gently, and you can feel his breath on your neck. You look amazing, he says, his voice low and seductive. That's when you turn to face him, and he pulls you into his arms, his hands still on your thighs. I can't get enough of you, Ion, he whispers, his lips finding yours in a passionate kiss. And if a few minutes later you see smoke around you and smell the burn cooking, it's alright. You can always try again. What mattered to Cyno was that the two of you enjoyed each other's presence and your time together. Xiao, you're out for a walk with Xiao, when suddenly he stopped, his gaze fixed on your thighs, like he was just aching to reach out. May I touch them? He asked, his voice soft and hesitant. And you nodded, and you leaned in, his fingers grazing the skin of your thighs gently. His touch is surprisingly gentle, and you can feel your heart racing as he moves his hands up and down your legs, admiring them. Your skin is so soft. It's beautiful, he says, his eyes locking onto yours. And he was blushing, still trying to get accustomed to the way he was doing this. But he couldn't hold himself back either, and you blushed as well, feeling warmth spreading throughout your body at his words. Child! Child couldn't resist the urge to reach out and give your thighs a gentle squeeze, feeling the softness of her skin beneath his fingers. You look amazing, he murmurs, his voice low and husky, close to your ear. You couldn't help but feel a shiver run down your spine at the intensity of his gaze as well. Thank you, you say softly. You look pretty handsome yourself. And that's when Child smirks and leans in closer to you, his lips brushing against your ear. I have to admit, you're making it difficult for me to control myself, he whispers. You're just so irresistible. And honestly, feeling face heat up at his words. However, you couldn't deny the way that his touch made you feel. I don't want you to control yourself. I want you to let go. That's when he grins and pulls you closer to him, his hand still resting on your thigh. As you wish, he says, before capturing your lips in a passionate kiss.